Hi guys! We are outside today because it is fantastic. It's very nice outside. I didn't check the weather, but I believe that it's only like 80 degrees, and that's very rare for summertime down here in Texas. So anyway, there's noise because all the kids are playing, so just try to ignore them. I'm sorry in advance if they're too loud. Today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys all about tumblers. I've been getting a lot of questions about it, and instead of answering everyone individually and just repeating myself, I went ahead and I made a really long list of all the stuff you guys need to know, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a video. So let's get started. First of all, my tumbler is the Lortone. Is it Lortone or Lortone? Like Horton? I don't know, but I think I say Lortone. I have the model 3A. Right there it is. And I was pricing it out. Now this one is that I have is 11 years old. I've had it for that long. It still runs. Definitely worth its money. I spent right around $100, and I went ahead and priced the top 3 sources that I found on Google just by searching, you know, Lortone tumblers. Is the Lortone website, and they sell theirs, the 3A tumbler, for $96. And Amazon had one for $94.95, so $95 basically, and that's with free shipping for Prime members, so that's pretty good. And also on Fire Mountain Gems, I love them, I shop from them a lot. They actually have it for $80.57, but I don't know how much their shipping is for that. For the Lortone tumblers, so you would have to check on that. But yeah, so those 3 websites are going to be listed down below in the description area for you guys to check out yourselves. You're also going to be needing stainless steel shot or mixed sizes, mixed particle sizes. I'll show you what I have here in a minute. But I have just 1 pound of it. I've read different reviews or opinions as to whether or not 1 pound is good enough or whether you should use 2 pounds. I know a lot of people use 2 pounds of shot. I only have 1 pound, but I might be purchasing more just because reading the differences, it covers more area, so I don't know. I think I'm going to purchase an extra pound, but stuff ain't cheap, y'all. So at Lortone's website, 1 pound of stainless steel mixed shot is $29.50 per pound. On Amazon, I was actually able to find some as cheap as $17.99 for a pound of what I have, the mixed stainless steel. And again, that's the free shipping with Prime, so that's awesome. But I saw some that were as much as $35, but I think that they have different shapes and stuff available. But on Fire Mountain Gems and Beads, they have 1 pound of their jeweler's shot is $31.03 for 1 pound. So again, as far as like shipping goes on the Lortone or the Fire Mountain Gems website, I don't know the cost of that. So you would want to look it up and compare them yourself and buy what is right for you. But let me show you guys the shot that I have. I gotta take all the lids off and everything. So after you take off the top piece, then there's this one too. And it's got a rubber lid, so it'll seal on you. But this is what I have. You guys can see what I have. Yeah, it's just I don't have any pins actually. I just have like some orbs and stuff like that. Oh no, it's falling!
This is what I've got.
But anyway, so I have 1 pound of stainless steel shot, and you put it in the rubber tumbler. The rubber barrel is different than the plastic ones that you get at like craft stores and hobby stores. Those really they won't support the weight and the pressure of the stainless steel. You have to get a jeweler's tumbler, and that's got the really thick walls. I'm not sure if you guys can see how thick that is compared to my finger, but it's flexible and pretty indestructible. They last a very long time. Like I said, I've had mine for 11 years now, and this thing is fine. I don't have any cracks or blemishes. It's a solid cast piece, and my lid is still nice and strong. I really like it. So yeah, seal it in there. So anyway, on to tumbling. You put your shot in the barrel, and you fill it up with water about 3/4 of an inch over your shot. You also need to add a little bit of soap, whether it's, or rather a cleaning substance. When I first got started, I heard to use just dish soap. So that's what I would do. I would add just a little squirt of dish soap. And I have heard that some dish soaps, the detergents are strong enough that they can actually deteriorate your rubber barrel. So you want to be careful if you're doing that. I still, to this day, I use Dawn dish soap. I actually buy the moisturizing kind. I don't know if Dawn is different than other brands, but I just add a little drop of Dawn, and I still, hi sweetie, I still haven't had any problems with my barrel. But if you want to do a different soap, Ivory soap is actually a very good soap that you can grate and add 2 tablespoons of shavings into your barrel, and along with your water, and that one is gentle on your barrel. It's not going to hurt your barrel. You can use Ivory soap as a laundry detergent too, actually. This FYI. But so in besides the Ivory soap, you can also buy soaps from Lortone website, and you can also just look up tumbling soap, I guess. I've heard of people using castile soap, but I've never tried that myself, and I couldn't really find too much about it when I was looking it up. A lot of people nowadays are just using the Ivory soap or the dish soap or the tumbling soap, tumbling liquid. So I would go with one of those. Do your research, determine what you want to be using. When you are tumbling your pieces, I've read that for my size, the 3A, is that you can put about 3 pieces into it. I have never put in more than 3 or 4. I think maybe I put in 4, but usually those are small things like 2 pairs of earrings. That would be 4 pieces. Or like a bracelet and a pendant. Tumbling necklaces is fun. If you wanted your chain to be tumbled, what I do is I cut a piece of wire, copper wire, and I just bend the 2 ends like hooks, and I'll put one with the pendant on, and then I close that hook. I wrap the chain around the long piece of wire, and then I take the other end, like the clasp end, and I put that on the other hook and do that one. I have found that that keeps the chain from getting tangled up, because I have done that many times before. Before I came up with my wire piece idea, is I would put the chain in without thinking about it, and then I would pull it out, and it would be all tangled up in the wire wrapped or the pendant, and it was just not fun to have to unknot and untangle everything, and then you risk bending or breaking your chain or the pendant or whatever. So I personally try not to tumble chains nowadays. I try to tumble the piece before I put it on chain, but if you do really want to tumble a chain, then try that wire thing. It'll save you a lot of headache. So definitely. Stones. What stones can you tumble and what can you not? I have read different opinions on this also. I personally, myself, I will tumble things or stones that are a Mohs hardness of 7 or up. So I made you guys a list of stones on the Mohs hardness. I know when we're little, we're taught, the 1 is talc, you can scratch with your fingernail, and 10 is a diamond. The diamonds are the hardest on earth, so they're a 10 on the Mohs scale. So you've got number 3 is a calcite. Calcite is number 3. Apatite and pearl are number 4. So don't ever tumble them, you'll shatter them to pieces. Actually, I have tumbled pearls before. And let me tell you what happens. They get bruised. I don't know how else to describe it, but when your toddler climbs up on your counter, she takes an apple or a tomato and she chucks it across the room and it goes tumbling across the floor. You get bruises on them. That's what that's what a pearl looks like when you take it out. It has like white and gray blemishes all over it, and it doesn't have as much luster. I've never had one chip or break, the couple of pearls that I have put in the past, but they do lose their luster. They get kind of a whitish, grayish, bruised look on them. They do. They look like they've been battered or like they're really, really old. And so yeah, that was my experiment with some pearls. So I wouldn't tumble pearls. It's just really bad for them. Let's see. Feldspars, like your moonstones and labradorites, those are a 6. So, and they also have, what did they say, 2 perfect planes of fracture, which is getting into gemology. But, so they will crack and split if you put them in tumblers. Don't do that. It's not good. Opals and turquoise, those are pretty commonly, you know, you don't put them in tumblers. Those are also 6s. Let's see. Tanzanite, specifically, is a 6.5 to 7. Tanzanite is really rare and expensive, so I would not put it in a tumbler, me personally. I just wouldn't risk it. I'd be afraid that, you know, I'd break like a $300 stone and you'd never be able to replace it. Quartzes are 7. This is where I get into my, you know, will I put it in, will I not put it in? Usually, if it's a lab-grown stone, I'll put it in a tumbler. Natural stones have inclusions in them, and they do have, you know, small cracks and fractures and crevices. And if a small piece, you know, corner of one of your shot just happens to get into the right little crevice, or, you know, it could just split the stone. So I don't like to risk the natural stones in the tumbler. And I've heard the same for rubies and sapphires, which are a 9. Corundum is a 9 on the scale, on the Mohs hardness scale. And I don't know. I have never tumbled a natural. Nope, I'm lying. I tumbled a natural ruby once, and I had no adverse effects. But I have heard that it can happen. So for natural stones, I would just kind of, I don't know, see for yourself. Just look at it and make your own judgment. I know some people don't tumble any stones because, I mean, even a diamond. Diamonds are brittle. If you hit a diamond with the, you know, right amount of force, like a hammer at the right point, you can actually shatter a diamond. So I would just use, I guess, your own judgment. But for lab-grown stones, because they're so pure and they're so solid, I'm not afraid to tumble them. I've even tumbled Swarovski crystals before, and let me tell you, that was the most nerve-wracking 1 hour of my life. I was afraid that it was gonna, you know, crack or break or whatever. But I have tumbled Swarovski, and it came out just fine. But I haven't since tumbled Swarovski. Say hi, baby. She's playing peekaboo on the phone. Come here and sit. So yeah, anything, let's see, beryls, like your aquas and your emeralds, those are 7.5 to 8. Again, I would just, if it's a very pure stone, it'd probably be okay, but just my opinion. If it has, I mean, most emeralds are heavily included. I wouldn't tumble emeralds. Sorry, guys. Hi. Topazes are an 8. So, and then you've got your corundums, which are 9, and diamonds, which are 10. So, I'm usually pretty safe with tumbling quartzes and sapphires and stuff. I've done that myself. And I've never had anything happen. I've never had any points chip off or, you know, wear down or sand down. But if you are in doubt, what I would do is just make the jewelry beforehand before you set any stones in, and tumble it first. And then when you take it out, you can set your stones. It changes how you design a piece because, and I talked to somebody about this not too long ago. She was asking me about my sapphire bracelet and if I had knocked, you know, any corners off. And I said it was a lab-grown sapphire, so I wasn't worried about it, and it's perfectly fine. There wasn't any scratches or anything done to it. If I had been trying to tumble a pearl or even a crystal pearl, I would have designed it so that I would have taken the wire or even added a different wire from the bottom and bound those pieces. Because if you've seen my sapphire bracelet, I used the wire that I set the sapphire with to bind down the pieces on the outside, like the ends, the wire ends. I would have used a different wire to have done all that, and I would have had the complete bracelet made and then tumbled it, and then when it was done, taken it out and polished it all up, and then I would have put in a separate piece of wire and the bead in the middle. That way the pearl was safe. So let's see. Carbon steel shot. I saw this tip online. You can use carbon steel shot instead of stainless steel. It's much cheaper, however, it will rust. So you need to take care of it to keep it from rusting as quickly. I personally don't know how to do that. I didn't really look it up, and I like my stainless steel shot. Me personally, I'm willing to spend the money on the stainless steel because then it will last forever, basically. Unless you're like me and you accidentally dump some down the sink. Dumping it down the sink. Here's how you rinse your shot. When you're cleaning out your barrel in between pieces, I get a, and I don't have one right now, a screen strainer. The screen mesh strainer, the metal ones. And I just dump it out into the mesh strainer and then rinse it in the sink. And then you can dump it back in your barrel, rinse out your barrel or whatever. So that's how you clean. That's how you clean your shot if it needs cleaned. Which I try and clean, or at least rinse it out. I don't know, maybe every 10 or so pieces. I guess it depends on how dirty your pieces are and stuff when you go into it. How long do you tumble for? 1 to 2 hours. I have before tumbled for like an hour, and then I'll take the piece out and oxidize it and polish it and then put it back in for another hour. I like the shine that it gives it after the oxidation or the patina and polishing it up. I like that extra shine. I feel like the stainless steel gets into some cracks and crevices that I can't with my cloth, and it makes it nice and shiny and pretty. I like that. Okay, very simple on how you put it together and work. So you put your shot in, you fill it up with your water like I said, you put in your soap, 2 tablespoons of ivory, you're going to put in your piece or 2 pieces, and then you're going to put your lid on, if I can get it on, hold on. They do make nice seals, okay, so that's pretty good. So I mean like, but then you got your cap, and you have your washer, and then you have your screw top lid. Don't lose this thing, you'll love it. Ugh. Nice and tight. Okay, so that's not how you do it, but alright, here's your tumbler. There's a little space right here that's where that piece sits in. You see? Haha. And then you plug it in, and those 2 pieces rotate. I have sand inside of it, sorry guys. I'm outside, so I have sand. But those 2 pieces rotate, and they spin your tumbler for you. And it does make noise. It's not super loud, but it does make noise, so put it somewhere where it's not going to bother you. I actually put it in my bedroom during the day because I'm downstairs, or if it's evening time and we're upstairs, I just put it downstairs. One tip someone taught me when you're unscrewing it, because you take the washer, this part gets really tight and it's sometimes hard to get off. You take the washer and you can stick it in the crack and twist it. Yeah, you can already see it's coming up. But yeah, that's how easy it is to take that off. And you can just break the seal with your fingers by pulling it like that, and that pulls right up. And you just take it out, rinse off your piece, give it a little scrub with an old toothbrush. That's what I do. And so yeah, that is the basics of using a jeweler's tumbler. I hope you guys found this video informative. I will have all the information I've told you already down below in the description area, so you guys can just check down that. And yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. And if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up so I know and I can make more informative videos like this. And I will see you guys later. Bye!